next morning, after another sober and sleepless night, it became obvious that the lack of drink was having a strange effect on one of my colleagues.
What are you doing?
I've had an idea. It's raining, yeah? We need windscreen wipers. We don't have one on there. So I've thought of how to build one. Got all this rubber. Yep, sandwich that, 2 pieces of wood, big piece of wood over the back of it, bit of string round it. We can operate it as a windscreen wiper.
What's all that racket?
Well, somebody's kidnapped Richard Hammond and replaced him with this Richard Hammond lookalike who got up early, had an idea by himself and is executing it by himself, and it's a windscreen wiper. And you borrowed my book last night on the history of Mongolia.
It's very, very good as well. I've just got to the visit from those monks when they're first over there and first encounter Mongolian culture, which until then simply hadn't been known about. Anyway, I've got to get on with this. I've nearly done it. So...
The only slight problem I can see with the new dynamic Richard Hammond is that he might get his memory back. The sober Richard Hammond.
I see what you mean, yeah. Just get it straight. When did he drive? Day before yesterday?
Day before yesterday. And when he drove last night.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's my turn, isn't it?
It's your turn,
yeah. You really made a windscreen wiper.
Yeah. And it sounds like it'll work.
We'll bring him along again.
We then set off, and exactly 17 seconds later, conversation reverted to the principal issue at hand.
Last night, I had a dream about a glass of wine.
You're dreaming about wine now?
I can tell you it was a Sancerre. It had that fantastic acidic hit at the beginning, and then a couple of seconds later, that sort of slight warmth in the roof of my mouth. It was fantastic, and then I woke up and it wasn't true, and I nearly wept.
Do you know what we should call this car, really, instead of John?
What,
Rehab.
Soon the rain became torrential, which meant it was time to unleash Professor Hammond's invention.
What the hell is that?
That is a windscreen wiper. Now, to me. To you. To me. To you. To me.
Hammond, we're going to have to face facts.
It doesn't work.
To you. To me. It doesn't work, does it? Oh, this is raining quite heavily now.
What's happening above me here? Look, it's
above you.
Oh dear.
Oh, James, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, that's wet himself, isn't it?
We need to work on that.
We do.
Can't rain all day, can it?
Yes.
Ice before 7, fine by 11.
I don't know how it works in Mongolia. That's only in Cotswolds.
Oh, hello, what's this? Look at that ridge. Look at that funny ridge.
What we'd stumbled on here was a huge geological scar that seemingly ran on forever.
I read about this in a book, actually, before I came out here. There used to be a lake as big as that one over there, the one we camped by last night, here. And then, in 1905, there was an earthquake, a truly cataclysmic earthquake. The lake was consumed, it simply disappeared, and a crack 400 kilometres long was formed in the earth. But luckily, this enormous earthquake happened in Mongolia, so the death toll was 15.
As I marvelled at the power of the planet, the professor was busy mending and extending our roof.
Right, so if we put these 2 bars across, if you pull that over to your side... It's better.
With that done, we resumed our journey. And since the very big crack was one of the features on our Winnie the Pooh map, we knew that next up was the wooden house.
It doesn't say what the house is.
Could it be a pub?
Well,
it could be.
exactly right. Or just an off-licence.
If it is a pub, on that map it's about 100 miles high, so we won't miss it.
Oh no, this pub is bigger than the Gobi Desert.
Yeah, we should spot it then. It should also have plenty of stock, which it's going to need.
Since we couldn't only talk about drink, we tried to come up with some other topics of conversation.
I did a turd yesterday, okay? I looked down at it, and it was 2 stories with a little bit sticking out. And as I looked down, this fly landed on it. You could see it. It looked at me like, this is now my palace.
But then later on, that same fly was in your tent.
With that subject exhausted, we fell back on my new favourite topic.
There's no getting away from the fact, though, that Genghis Khan was the greatest military mind the world has ever seen.
Utter bust.
Oh, an utter bastard. I mean, Genghis once did one town, and then he cut all the women and children and cats' heads off and made a pyramid out of them.
Cats is a nice touch.
Yeah, but he hadn't got enough. He needed some filler for his pyramid, so he cut all the cats' heads off. See, that's a warning to the next town, isn't it? The next town's going to say, right, we go in.
Mr. Khan, we've had a look at your CV, and yes, you can have the city.
And everything in it.
Help yourself.
But there has never been a greater military mind. I mean, the Roman Empire, compared to the Mongol Empire, was literally a speck of dust. His went from the Yellow Sea to the Danube.
At this point, our conversation was interrupted by something hilarious.
Oh, my God. Oh, dear.
Can we just see that on that camera? I don't know if we can turn it round a bit. That's our camera tracking car. It's stuck. John isn't.
Stuck?
John
No.
is not stuck.
As we needed the camera crew to make this miserable trip worthwhile, we had to rescue them.
You're feeling a bit smug.
I am actually full of smug.
Yeah. Okay,
Right,
here we
they're
go.
ready to go.
In 3, 2, 1. Dump that clutch. Dump it. And we're free.
John has done it.
John has succeeded. John has pulled the mass-produced Toyota Land Cruiser out of the mire. Here's the message we're giving you all. Buy Mongolian.